Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's around 7:30 on February 2nd, 2019, Groundhog Day. And the groundhog, well, they are cute, but it said early spring, so all of them said that. Holtzville Hal, Puxatawny Phil, but the groundhog is not an accurate forecast. It can only be 50% accurate, so it could still be wrong. They are cute though, so it's an excuse to see something cute. But as far as serious forecasting goes, anyway, taking a look at the satellite. Lots of high clouds over the area today. Pretty much a veil of high clouds. Not a clear day. Sun was out, but it was shining through high clouds. You could see all the clouds across the area on the satellite image on your left-hand side of your screen. And we're going to look right now at the temperatures last night, and let's see what they got down to. Because last night was probably going to be the last really cold night. And yeah, we're going to look at West Hampton, so we will look at West Hampton and see what they got down to. They got down to -1, so one below at West Hampton. So the two nights in a row at West Hampton in the Dwarf Pine Barrens, in this beautiful place, they got down to -1. So it's impressive, very impressive. That's really the icebox of Long Island for you. But we're not going to be seeing an icebox now for a while. Yeah, I'll start off with this view. This is just the Earth Null School net to show you where the cold air is, and you can see it's mostly now confined to the Arctic again, and it's warm across the North American continent. We'll look at the ocean water temperatures, which is usually something I do later, but we'll do that now, and we'll see. We still have that tongue of above normal water still. I don't understand why nobody's talking about this. And I think this tongue of above normal water off the East Coast is why the weather has been so crazy this year. I really do. I think this warmth just I mean, even though we've had the cold air outbreaks, this is the strangest winter with barely any snow and none in the forecast. So let's go and look at the models and see. It's going to be relatively dull week across the area. So as we go into Sunday, you'll see here this high building across the east, this ridge. It looks like there's some kind of nor'easter that tries to form, or maybe even some kind of hybrid system off the southeast coast, but that just goes out to sea. And then we have a low pressure passing well to the north of us on Tuesday, and again high to the north, so plenty of clouds around with this type of setup. And as far as the next chance for precipitation, that won't come probably until maybe Thursday. A little light rain, and then as we get into Friday, we have a front passing, and a little wave passes off to the south of us on Saturday. That needs to be watched. Maybe that's a snow event right there. Maybe high tries to build into the north, and then we have another chance for rain again on February 11th, but no snow. It doesn't look like there's a cool air outbreak there, not a really big Arctic outbreak, and then a storm perhaps around mid-February, but right now this far out, of course, it's not that accurate, but even on this it gives us rain, probably because there's no cold air around. But hopefully we'll get to see some snow, because this is ridiculous. I mean, it's not normal. It's important to have snow. It's important for even though we don't like it, it's important for the watersheds and stuff like that. Alright, so we'll take a look at the temperatures. Actually, I want to look at one other model here, and that is the ICON model, just to give you a different idea of what this model has in store for us. It's pretty much an agreement on the given current pattern that we're dealing with here. Again, there's that rain chance on Thursday, and then only goes out to the 7th of February. So you can see that this approaching right here. So let's take a look let's go back to the GFS, and let's look at the temperatures. This time we're going to look at the actual temperatures. So you can see here as we go into Sunday, just to show you where the cold air is. Mid-40s already. You can see there's not much cold air, and then it tries to come into the upper Midwest come middle of the week, but it only makes it as far as really the Dakotas, and that's it. So it's a very shallow trough over the west. you can see a big warm up on the east, particularly on Friday. We'll get to take a closer look at that, and then toward the weekend, maybe a little more of a cool down where we drop into the 30s. But that's as cold as it gets. There's no really big plunges. It looks like the next one, yeah, there's no really big Arctic outbreaks. There's some glancing blows, but nothing like what we had. So that might be it for Arctic outbreaks. Hopefully not. Anyway, let's get a little closer to our area and see. We'll take a close. We'll start off with the temperatures for the following week. I'm only going to go for the following week. So tomorrow, we've rebounded to the 40s on the GFS. Monday, we're up even warmer, probably up near 50, especially in New Jersey. Tuesday, it warms up even more. Some parts of Jersey could maybe hit 60, but not Long Island. Probably will only be around 50, and that probably would even be pushing it with the ocean influence. And then Wednesday, we knock down the temperatures a little bit with that front that kind of gets stuck to the south. And then Thursday, here comes this really warm air that's going to surge up ahead of the next cold front. And yeah, you can see how warm it gets in the middle of the night. It has us up to 60. Middle of the night, early Friday morning, Thursday night, has us up to 60. I'm curious as to what the dew point is going to be with that. So let me take a look at that. See if it's going to be humid too. Yep, the dew points are well up into the 50s. Yep, that'll be humid too. Unbelievable. All right. So Friday, we passed by that, and then you can see another little bubble of warm air, and this is with that storm that's going to try to move by to the south of us. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then Saturday, back into the 30s, and for Sunday, still in the 30s. So, like I said, it's going to be above normal for most of this week. And unfortunately, that's what it looks like. So, next we look at the clouds, and the same situation here. We'll probably be dealing with a lot of clouds. So Sunday, yeah, we're stuck in the clouds. Monday, we may be in a break, so maybe we won't have too many clouds around that day. Maybe we'll have a blue sky that day. With warm air, usually you don't get that, though. And Tuesday, clouds. Wednesday, looks like plenty of clouds. Thursday, plenty of clouds. Friday, plenty of clouds. Saturday, yeah, we're still stuck in the clouds with that front to the south of us. That front might, well, it took it out. Originally, it was going to push it a little further south of us, but now it has it closer to us again. So the weekend has clouds. I don't know when it'll be clear again. I really don't. That's why you have to take advantage of the clear day when you get it, because in this pattern and in this, hopefully not, but it seems like this climate is just getting way too cloudy on the East Coast. It's ridiculous. All right, now let's just say for fun, we'll put total snowfall in here, and we'll see. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. All the way through till 18Z of February 12th. That's all the snowfall. Nothing. Pathetic. Isn't it pathetic? I'm telling you, it's just not normal what's going on. It's not normal. People should be very alarmed at this. But there are a lot of meteorologists out there, even meteorologists who are very much afraid to address the issue of climate change. They just don't want to talk about it. Alright, so being that January has ended, let's take a look and see what the climate summary is for Central Park. We'll look at a couple of observations stations. I don't know if I can get one for Islip, but I'll definitely will try. Alright, so here is the information for January. Alright, so for Central Park. Alright, rainfall was 3.58 inches. Alright. It's actually fairly close to the normal value of 3.65. Despite all the rainstorms, the later half of the month was a little drier. Alright. Snowfall, only 1.1 inches fell at Central Park. And the normal amount is 7 inches. And last year we had 11.2 inches. Taking a look at the temperatures, let's go to the temperatures here and take a look. So let's get to this here in a minute. Make it kind of, this isn't the easiest thing to read here. Alright, so the mean temperature was That's not the mean. I need the all right. The average maximum observed temperature for January was 39 degrees. The normal value is 38.3, so we were a little above normal with that. And the average minimum was 26.0 inches, and the normal value is 26.9. So when you even it out, it's just slightly maybe above normal, but fairly close to normal, despite the variations. Which is why when you look at this, people look at monthly means and stuff like that, and it doesn't always tell the full story because we had a lot of extremes. And we take a look at the highest temperature, the difference here in January here. The highest temperature was 59 degrees in Central Park on January 24th, and the lowest was 2 on January 31st. So, wow, what a difference right there. So that's pretty interesting. I want to look at iSlip and see if the iSlip has a similar thing. Yes, they do. All right, so iSlip also has a monthly weather summary. All right, and we'll go look at the temperatures first. So the average maximum temperature at iSlip is 39.4. The normal is supposed to be 38, so that's 1.4 degrees above normal on that. But the average minimum was 22.8, and the normal for that is 23.3. So that was fairly close to normal, but still a little above normal at iSlip. The highest temperature was 60 degrees recorded on January 1st, and the lowest was 3, which was recorded on January 31st. And the precipitation total for the month was 3.85. That is slightly above normal. The normal is 3.64. The snowfall, there was no snowfall. I don't see any snowfall report here. Let's see if we have snowfall. Totals of 0.9, so almost insignificant. Normally, iSlip sees about 6.7 inches in January. So yeah, and actually this is very interesting too. This talks about the sky cover. Number of days fair, 5. Number of days partly cloudy, 15. Number of days cloudy, 11. So it's been a cloudy month. It's not your imagination. It has been a cloudy month at iSlip. So that'll be it for the climate reports. It's just been, a very strange period for sure. But Flagstaff is also dealing with a lot of clouds, I think. So this weekend, you'll see here, Flagstaff would be right over here in northern Arizona. You can see they don't even get a clear day Monday. They didn't get a clear day Sunday, Tuesday. Looks like there's a lot of clouds and probably snowfall over there. Wednesday, clouds. Thursday, clouds. But they do clear it. No, they don't clear it out at all. Friday, clouds. Maybe they clear it out by Saturday and Sunday. So they're dealing with a lot of cloudiness too. Though they deal with less cloudiness. Overall, when you even it out, it's not that much clearer there than it is here. It just so happens the way the pattern is, how the pattern is. But the pattern we're in right now is not great. And this is all because of, we'll just go back to earthandoldskool.net, and this is all because of the ocean. All right, I think two things are coming into play here with the ocean temperatures, and this is affecting the weather. So again, we'll look at the sea surface temperature anomaly, and we have the El Nino, which is this over here. All right, this is the El Nino warming. It's not a very strong El Nino, but it is strong enough. And then we have all this warm water over here. So this, messes up the flow. It creates more storms, more storms, more ridges and troughs, and more extremes. Basically, is what it does. So that's exactly what we're seeing. And yeah, I do believe it's becoming more common due to climate change. Because if you look at all the oceans, a lot of them are above normal. Of course, there's more red on this map than there is blue, which indicates an above normal ocean. And that, as I've talked about before, that affects our climate. You have this warm water off the east coast here. It's ridiculous that this tongue of warm water is still here. It's just, it really is messed up. It really is messed up. And, what can I say? It's really just strange to see such an extreme tongue of warm water like this. And nobody's talking about this. I mean, again, these anomalies, 8 6.9 degrees Celsius above normal, 7.6 degrees Celsius above normal. That's well over 12 degrees Fahrenheit above normal, and these water temperatures are just boiling. This is not normal, not normal at all, and this is affecting the weather because this is causing the weather patterns to change. So I'm going to explain to you again how this changes our climate, and you see this is just this area of very hot water right over here. This whole area here of just really warm water, above normal water, and this heat is coming up the coast. It's vected up the coast, so it keeps us warmer than we're supposed to be. And it also deflects the cold air. It deflects the cold air, so when the cold air tries to come down from like what happened a couple of days ago in Chicago and stuff, when it tries to come down, and we still got a piece of it, but what wound up happening is it got deflected out, and instead of staying in place, it got deflected out. It didn't stay. It didn't hold. It didn't hold. It's transitory, and it gets warm again, and it keeps getting warm again, and that's the problem for us, and that's why we keep getting the warmth. This, when you trace this out and you look at the jet stream, which I'll draw in purple here, with the way the jet stream pattern has been lately, you can see that we've had we're on the right side of that trough. We're on the wrong side of it. We're on the right side. You want to be in the middle or the left. All right, that's where you want to be to get the cold air and the snow, but we're on the wrong side of it, and it's getting deflected because of this warm blob of water here. All right, and then you have the warm Pacific water, which is this. All right, you have all this too. That's the Pacific is also warmer than normal, so that actually gives the jet stream more energy. It gives it more energy, and even though we've been talking about jet streams being diffuse, what it does is it causes a very strong Pacific flow, which also deflects the cold air away from it. Also deflects it away. So that's that's why you have what we have, and we have this craziness here with the weather. And this is all again going to be El Nino is going to become more commonplace due to climate change. I'll find an article about this, but we're warming the oceans. We're warming the Arctic, and we can expect more of this crazy weather. And you really can't run away from climate change. You have to face it, and we have to address it. This is the top #1 issue facing this nation and this world right now. And I'm going to keep talking about it. People don't like it, but I'm going to keep talking about it. Meteorologists, I've asked some of them about it, and not going to name names, but they don't want to admit that it's going on, some of them, because they're pressured not to say anything. This is what we're dealing with here. But anyway, the fact is climate's changing. You don't have to, this is backed up by science. In fact, let me show you one other thing regarding the ice. So let me go back to this, and let me go to the ice center, and we'll take a look at it, because the ice, this is really what it's all about, is the ice, the sea ice. All right. And so we want to look at the Arctic sea ice news analysis, and this will be the last part of this weather update, I promise, but I know I haven't done this in a while. So let's take a look at the sea ice extent first of all. All right, here's the map of the sea ice extent, and you can see, look at all the missing ice here. If you look here, there's a lot of missing ice, particularly on this side, but also a little bit on this side too. A lot of missing ice, especially in the, I think this is called the Fram Strait, and that's because of all that warm water coming up into the Arctic and melting the ice here, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse, and this is all missing ice here. So this is very bad, and this also affects the weather patterns, and we are reaching a tipping point here, where you have an ice-free Arctic in the summertime. There's nothing to control the temperatures at all from getting high, and again, you've got to look at all this thin ice here. This is very thin ice here, off Alaska and off Siberia. This is very abnormal. This is not supposed to happen. So again, I'm going to keep talking about this climate change. I don't care how many people keep downvoting my videos. I think that people really hate when I talk about that, because the banks love consumption. They love big gas hogs. They love consumption, and they don't want people speaking up against our wasteful lifestyle. Well, you know what? You can vote down the video. It's not going to stop me. You know, I'm not going to let you intimidate me from talking. Unfortunately, it's a shame that some meteorologists are intimidated about this and don't want to talk about it. Even though I'm not really a meteorologist, it's time that people with weather knowledge do speak up about it. There are meteorologists that do talk about it, and we need to support them. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Again, we are in a climate emergency. I'm going to keep reminding people. You know, our president had wasted no time and say, oh, Chicago's in the deep freeze. There's no global warming. No, when you look at the overall temperatures around the globe, it's getting warmer every year. So there is global warming. All right, he's full of it. He's full of it. All right. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching. Take care.